Hey guys, it's me, MirrorExec24 here, and today I got some good news. On the next video you would see me, I would be reacting to the live reaction of Wishing Dead by Rainimator, which is what I sort of tried to do with... Where is it? I know I kept it here somewhere. With Enderwish, which I found out which was a surprising hit for me, which I was also pretty much surprised about. I mean, I knew the song itself would be a hit, considering that Rainimator brings in the subscribers way over mine, and a fan base like you won't see on the smaller YouTube channels. Not as small as mine, but you get the general stasis that it's less than like anything more than 1,000 and less than exactly a million. A million, you would get it. Like, I mean, the views alone just shocked me. Is because I might just bring my highest video with the new one, which will be a surprise, and it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't. If it doesn't, I mean, I expected videos to be hits that were complete failures of mine. For instance, I thought, like, I don't go this for the views, but I just love preparing for stuff. Since I find Terminator Dark Fate and Rise of Skywalker, trailers looking more, but then I realized that no one really gives a crap about both of them. And then pretty much I just decided to react to what I want to do and just did it. I mean, I essentially did it. Now I'm just trying to figure out on how to incorporate in. Now, as I always As I always say, I'm pretty much stuck at this point. I'm just stuck relying on myself to know what to react and what to say, and at this point I'm just starting to become sleepy, tired, annoyed, and pretty much seeing this more as a chore now due to online workplace, which is now just confusing me even more. Or it's making me believe that I got more time on my hands when in reality, I don't. I don't. It is very confusing. Confusing. Yeah, yeah, I always saw it as confusing. Oh, and. Oh, yeah, I got a few more things to do after this, so this is not all. Plus, plus I am willing to go and react to Rainimator. Alright, I completely forgot what I said before, so I could be repeating stuff. Alright, so I'm planning to make a few tabs videos after on Monday and place another remembering video, which I will place on for for alright, for Christopher Lee. I will get to him soon. Soon I would do a whole life reaction to him. So I do know of a pretty good life reaction for for Christopher Lee. That's surprisingly accurate that I did do research on. And it was pretty accurate. Yeah, yeah. So now as I'm continuing to figure out on what to do during this epidemic, well, just stay safe. Stay inside. And remember, do not go outside unless you need to get food from this grocery store, which may or may not be good. But as what I'm hearing from other people, that it's not good. It's not good, and I'm starting to worry. But hopefully there will be some sort of a vaccine out relatively soon, and I believe we might be stuck here for another, at I want to say at least, like, at the very lowest, I believe 3 months. That should be the least that we would be stuck in quarantine. At most would be free about 2 years. 2 years should be at most, which is a lot, but it's something for a virus that's relatively new and that can pretty much kill you in less than in about a good and not an alert itself to you in about 2 weeks. So making a vaccine for this might take a little bit longer than you think. And if there is a vaccine, I would like to proudly establish the fact that all the then I've been hearing stuff on the internet. There's people out there called Karens who say vaccines are dumb, which I have a strong argument for that. They are not dumb. They're a social and a social problem, social savior. And I don't know, saved us from several of deadly diseases. If we didn't have the measles vaccine, a measles outbreak will happen. If you don't have vaccines, certain virus outbreaks would happen, and you would be stuck into a forcible quarantine until further notice that the area that you're in is all cleared. It's all cleared. Weird, but if you're not vaccinated, then you have a potential of spreading around a disease, and it may or may not fatally kill you. No, wait, no. What am I talking about? It, it, it could kill you if you're not vaccinated. I mean, I'm not saying this in general just to offend people who are vaccinated. I more see vaccines as like a social commitment. Is if one person does not, like more specifically, like a one family that does not take vaccines, could essentially affect a whole neighborhood, a city. It could affect a neighborhood, and the neighborhood could affect a city, and the city could affect, no, the neighborhood would affect the town would affect the city, and the city could maybe infect the capital, which ain't good, but as during this hard time, I'm trying my best to figure out why we didn't quarantine quarantine back in when, like, I clearly remember I went to Asia during some of this. So during some of this time, like during these videos, I literally went to Asia. I went to Hong Kong, and like before, like I was there and I stayed there a day before they even announced that the virus was confirmed in there. So there might have been a possibility that I've gotten it there. Let's see. So this would have essentially been day one when I got back. That would have been day three. That would have been day four. No, that would have been a while. But wait, let me check. Hmm. Oh yeah, and also yeah. So what I was even more confused about is why the whole U.S. just didn't shut down itself this second and realize that there was a virus out there that can kill you. Well, most people just were just distracted by the matter, and China, mainland China, not Taiwan, which is the island China. It gets confusing. You it's it's like they're both essentially China, except that one is called China, the other one's called Taiwan. It's confusing, but you understand it. It's like it's odd considering Taiwan is by UN standards to be part of China, just so that way mainland China won't be extremely angry at everyone, and actually try to invade, invade Taiwan, which will not be good for Taiwan, nor the U.S. You might be wondering how would the U.S. be involved in that? Well, as I clearly remember, in a certain history lesson that I took, is that I learned that Taiwan is literally protected by the U.S. Navy. So, literally any attack on Taiwan would literally mean a direct attack at the U.S. as well, and meaning that may or may not get the UN into another conflict with China. The first conflict with China the UN faced with China, which was in the Korean War, which is still in an ongoing stalemate, which ain't ain't good, but I've got but like some scary news in that matter. Speaking of the Korean War, I've heard by supposed Korean intelligence base is neither CNN or BBC can actually confirm this. I mean, they're essentially just told intel from inside of North Korea, which in general is accurate, but at the same time, it does not catch most of it. Like, it gets most of it relatively, but there's always, like, a chance that that could be a lie. A lie that it's, like, always there. Always there, so. Supposedly, Kim Jong Un went under surgery, now he's under humongous risk. I mean, I don't feel bad for the fat person, for the fat leader of a communist country. In fact, it's sort of an insult to a communist country as being. No, it's not a direct insult, but considering the North Koreans were heavily influenced by the Stalin era of communism in Russia, which was not very good in that matter, because as I clearly remember, Stalin went to millions to die from famine and gulags in which the population of killing the most men, well, the most being over 60 million, which that is a long shot compared to Hitler and his war crimes. Yeah, we'll get to that in my World War II video. I'm sorry that I gotta keep repeating that, but it is true. I will have to get back to that during that video. I have a specific date that I want to do it on, but the problem is I gotta do the second part on that date. So it would be World War II Part 1 reaction by Oversimplified. That would be released earlier. That would be released in March, in mid-May. Yeah, I always forget some of the months. Once I usually get May and March confused, because I always never remember which one comes first. I know that April is in the middle of them, but I always forget. Like, is it May before April, or is it March that's there? And I always forget, like, that song that's supposed to help you there, which it ain't helping, but I am remembering, and for the most part, we'll be going around until then. Anyway, stay inside and please be safe depending on where you are. And also remember, wash your hands and also just be careful to not go outside. Do not stay. Remember, practice social distancing. And with the good news on the hand, nature is finally taking a break from all the human pollution, which is good news for the planet and sort of bad news for all of our economies. But I would rather prefer a safer planet to live on than than a downside economy, because then it would be like this. So like if you have a planet that you can't live on, then what's the point of your economy if you can't live on a planet? On a planet, or even in space. Or space, since you need people to fund it. And last time I checked, planets one day. No, I don't know what happens when planet dies. When planets die, since they don't work like stars. Like, I mean, I do know what's going to happen when the sun implodes, but that's not until another 6.6 billion years, so you're safe from that. Also, I realized that I'm doing like classic blabbering on and on. So, anyways, I'm just going to get to the point. Alright, and stay safe and be fine, and goodbye. I'm really sorry that I'm talking so much, as I've been overstressed about this virus a lot. And I've been overstressed by my work. My mind's been quite being tricked that I have nothing to do, and I'm essentially becoming bored and lazy. Lazier by the day. Goodbye, everyone.